What's up everyone, my name's Haku and welcome y'all to a new video right here on my channel. And today I will be talking about one of the hottest topics around for Victory Road, at least I believe it to be. Those being hero rank characters. In this video I will cover what hero rank characters even are, how they differ from normal players, what makes them interesting and how you should use them, and why not every hero is automatically good. So do enjoy the following bit of a deep dive, kind of. I will say all of these things are just stuff I found looking around, looking at the players. I haven't played that much Chronicle or online myself, but it's really obvious for anyone to see, anyone that's played a bit of competitive, anyone that has a bit of game knowledge. So I'm just sharing my experiences with you in this video based on what I've seen in the games. If you enjoy more videos like this, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel to not miss out on further content like this. And feel free to join my community Discord, the very first link in the description, to chat with me, get notified every time I upload stuff like this, and to just have a good time together and experience the game. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, firstly, what is a hero? Well, this is a hero. It's a player obtainable in the Chronicle mode and online mode for a certain rarity of a character rather. Hero players by the game are defined as special players that cannot be obtained through enhancement. Their moves and skills cannot be changed, but they are extremely strong. So what does that even mean? Taking a look at player rarities, even though this scheme isn't the most accurate anymore due to normal player being green and not grey, we can see the 5 rarities that are already familiar to us from the beta, being normal player, growing player, advanced player, top player, and legendary players. And as you can see, 3 different kinds of heroes triumph over them. Between these heroes, I think this is literally just a style-based distinction. I don't know if there's any power balance difference between them. I have not played the games enough, or well, the mode enough rather, to be an accurate judge on that. But basically, hero is the highest rarity in the game, so technically the one everyone should be aiming for, shouldn't they? But how do you get these ultra high rarity players? Well, there is a way to get them through the player universe of the Chronicle mode. In there you will find many different constellations, such as the one shown here, Draconis, where you can gamble on these nodes to try and pull featured hero characters for each and every single one of the different constellations. Some characters even have more than one hero versions. Once you have all of the nodes complete, you get one pity pool that gives you a character of rare or hero rank guaranteed. So higher chance to get the one you want, but you will need to invest into those heavily. Once you do that and you keep pulling though, you can acquire hero rank characters. Now the only other way to do this is to get them from the Chronicle mode matches, but they are insanely rare. We're talking like 0.001% chances. So the gacha is clearly the more effective way, if you want to call it that. So what is up with heroes? As you can see, some heroes have the same move thrice and entire movesets. No, this in fact is not the status quo. These multiple Hisatsus are actually move evolutions. So by reaching the level threshold shown on the side, that being 20, 30 and 38, you can unlock move evolutions for your player. This is something that is, I believe, to be exclusive for hero characters. I don't know how far you can customize the regular player sets to give them move level ups too, but all hero characters have the ability to have move level ups. Looking at those moves, we can see, for example, this Shindo has Fortissimo V3, so the 2 slots that were formerly filled are now not filled anymore. Comparing this Shindo to the regular Shindo immediately shows us several things. Well, firstly, it shows us a completely different moveset. The regular Shindo seems to be able to use Cashin Armed and later on learn Miximax, while that does not seem to be the case for the hero Shindo. So which one is better here? Well, that's difficult to answer since the moveset of the regular Shindo instead is much weaker. You can see he has a heal flick, a real skill for dribble, and Fortissimo as a shot. Both of them have 2 quote-unquote free slots. You can see a huge difference in the stats as well, even though Shindo is not yet on legendary rarity. But even then, it doesn't change enough to compete with the stats of the hero rank players. So you basically sacrifice one thing for the other. For certain kinds of hero players that do not have move level ups, they still have a severely improved moveset. Here you see side by side advanced player Goenji versus hero rank Goenji. Not only does this specific hero rank Goenji have the burning overdrive, but he has a defense move, a dribbling, 3 shots that are all significantly stronger than the Inazuma drop from the advanced player Goenji, but also the stat differences are out of this world. I mean, there is literally a disparity of over 120k between those 2 players. So picking these hero players is insanely worth it, and you should nurture them well in order to make the maximum use out of them. Another major difference between hero players and regular players are their passives. Most people overlook this, but hero players come with different passive ability sets. Let's look at these 2 Goenji side by side, for example. Here you can see the first 3 abilities are usually abilities that boost either yourself or your teammates. The Goenji on the left can be shown having, when a player of the same element is nearby, raise own shot AT, when outside the zone and or on your own half of the pitch, own scramble AT and DF go up. In comparison to that, the hero rank Goenji has 3 abilities all boosting his kick stat, or his shot AT rather than the kick stat. So this hero Goenji will shoot significantly stronger than the advanced player Goenji on the left, even not taking solely the stats into calculation. Furthermore, the 4th and 5th passive are usually those that include team boosts. As you can see here, the advanced player Goenji has justice passives. Until you incur a foul, your team's AT and DF are boosted, while the hero rank Goenji has counter passives, meaning on gaining possession, that means once you steal the ball from an opponent, intercept a pass, or get it in any other way, excluding catches from the goalkeeper, your team's stats get increased. In this case, once again, shot AT. So this hero rank Goenji is one hell of a piercing striker, and putting that together with the fearsome moveset and the fearsome stats that he has is definitely a huge threat to any goalkeeper. So what exactly are those counter or justice passives that I've talked about? Well, even between heroes, there are different kinds of hero players. Let's look at these 8 specific heroes. We've got a Hakuryu, a Shu, a Kabiyama, a Badab, a Tachimukai, and a Tsurugi. Now, who of you can tell me immediately where the difference between all of these hero players lies? That is completely right. Next to the player portrait, you will find little symbols. These here. These indicate what type of player or what team sense these players belong to. That being one of the following 6. Breach, Counter, Bond, Tension, Rough Play, and Justice. Now, what do all of these different things do? Well, let's have a look in detail. Starting with Breach, the Breach hero I've picked to show is Shu. Those specified passives only ever affect the 4th and 5th slot of the hero rank characters. As I already said, these are the team affecting passives, while the first 3 of every character are usually benefiting themselves or teammates. So with Breach, your strategy is literally Breach to win. This one only works when you have good tension management, since the way breaches work, they deplete your tension to deal critical damage to the goalkeeper and sometimes even pierce through your goalkeeper as a whole, independent of the shot AT. You usually build this team entirely out of players that have their passive set to increase team's breach rate, as you can see with Shu. There are those kind of passives that are conditioned, like when tied or behind in goals, or just flat on universal breach rate, for example. These breaches can score even after blocks or with a low shot power, which is a major advantage of Breach compared to any other team playstyle, but there is a lack of buffs all around, since you will be needing each and every single one of these percentages to get breaches done regularly. The next style we're having a look at is Counter, with our presenting hero, Bada. As you can see, this is the, I guess, haram ball kick and rush team strategy. You get the ball, you pass it forward, and you shoot as fast as possible. The way this team works is you gain boosts for a certain duration, which is usually 15 seconds, as can be seen by Badab's passive right here, to the entire team. That can either be shot AT, this can be focus AT DF, that can be goalkeeper DF, that can be scramble AT DF. Everything's possible. You can stack. If you find different heroes or different characters of other rarities with these passives of different positions, you will find buffs for different positions. I just happened to pick a lot of forwards by coincidence. This playstyle is great to catch your opponent off guard repeatedly. And this usually comes with a very powerful offense, since if you build the team right, you can be very strong in focus battles, very strong in scrambles, and very strong in shooting. So you practically can just overrun the enemy. However, there is usually a lack of defense due to the short cooldown or the short expiration date of those boosts. 15 seconds sounds like a lot, but in reality it really isn't. Just being in the zone alone and getting to play out a clean shot towards the goalkeeper usually takes 3 to 4 seconds, combined with getting the ball, passing it forward, and then receiving the ball back from the goalkeeper to defend, usually takes more than 15 seconds. So this will take a lot of skill to pull off. Well, at least to keep your defense tight. If you're just down for shootout matches, this is the playstyle you should go with. The next one to look at is Bond Power. This one's philosophy is combination play to victory. You pass the ball around to build bond power, and usually a few of your characters have passives that increase bond power gain very fast. As you can see, Tsurugi's 5th passive is when making a pass, team bond power plus 5.5%. You get all around buffs for your team at certain bond power thresholds. The maximum of bond power that you can have is hereby 30%, which all gets infused into your shot once you take it. In addition to that, players like Tsurugi can have buffs giving you additional direct shot AT, focus AT, scramble AT, and so on. You know, I've all kinds of boost when at certain thresholds, making you be able to just keep firing strike after strike after strike. The downside of this is that bond power naturally decreases over time when you don't have the ball and when you make a shot. When you make a shot, it immediately goes to 0 since all the bond power will be infused into the shot, and if you don't have the ball, it will decrease bit by bit, pretty much like being poisoned in Pokemon. So you need a lot of possession to make this work, which can be very difficult against players that play a type of kick and rush style with aggressive pressing. Next up is tension. This is pretty much the stalling and playing it safe team. You usually try to force scrambles or focus battles that you win to build tension, and once your tension gauge is at certain thresholds similar to bond power, you get buffs on the entire team. Usually, players that are tension style have passives that let you acquire tension slightly faster, like Tachimukai's 4th passive. When winning a focus or scramble battle, team tension plus 4%. That obviously is really nice, and there are players like Disarm in the beta. It was that if you are on full tension, your first shot will be boosted into oblivion. So if you stack those buffs, you can put an all-out strike and often even one-shot the goalkeeper. The downside of playing tension is that you need to be good in focus battles and good in playing around how the team works to profit from it. Obviously, every special move costs tension, so it will be difficult to manage that staying high. The second to last style is rough play, which is something that Hakuryu's hero version is. The philosophy of this playstyle is no one can stop me if no one can fucking stand. Usually, these players come with passives to lower the foul rate that let you use rough attacks like the power charge, power block, or just dashes to blast through the opponents without even really using special moves. There are passives to boost your tension gain, but through example dashes like Hakuryu has. On dash knockback, team tension plus 4% that reward you for not engaging in focus battles. The drawbacks of this is that you're forced to use precise movement, you need to move well, you need to know when to use what appropriately, and obviously bad luck can still ruin your match, because imagine just dashing through, no matter how much of a foul rate decrease you have, it can always still be a foul. You will need to keep that in mind. So, if you're unlucky, your entire attack is ruined anyways. The last style of play is what I believe to be the most broken, and it has been the most prevalent one in the beta test. Justice. Justice philosophy is world peace. It buffs the entire team in all aspects until you commit a foul. This lets you stack insane buffs. Looking at Kabeyama, until you incur a foul, team AT and DF plus 3.5%, taking both of them together. Mind you, this does not specify shots, goalkeeper, focus, scramble. It affects everything. You can stack these buffs to have a super team with all around high values from focus 18 DF to shot AT to keeper DF to whatever you want. The downside of using Justice is that you can't risk using rough moves like dashes, slide tackles, or power charge and power block, because once you commit your first foul, all of the team buffs disappear permanently. If you're good enough to play cautiously though, this is an insanely strong way to play. So what exactly makes heroes so much different from normal players? They have different sets of passives that let you customize your team to fit the playstyle that you want. They have higher stats than the normal players, usually not being that close to them in the first place. They cannot be upgraded until they need to be dropped or packed. They usually have higher percentage values in the passives if they have the same passives as some of the regular players, and they usually come with 2 guaranteed move evolutions, excluding special cases like the one Goenji that I mentioned earlier in the video. So one last thing that needs to be said is that not every hero is good. What is more important than spamming heroes is finding a team playstyle that suits you. Look for hero characters to match that certain playstyle, and if you're conflicted between whether to use the hero player or the regular player, compare the passives. Do they benefit you? Do they fit what you want to go with? Or do the stats of the hero player make up for being worse in the passives? So that was it with the video. Thank you everyone for watching this little pep talk, I want to say. Yeah, let me know what you think, what your experiences with hero players were, how much you used them, how much you didn't use them, which ones you liked, which ones you didn't like. And yeah, feel free to engage in this debate further down in the comments below. I'll do my best to reply to all of them. Join the Discord so we can talk about stuff like this and you're up to date with all of these different type of analysis. I will continue this in the future. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you all again in the very next video. Peace!